Welcome back. In the last video, we took a slight detour to discuss the strange case of the City of London. Today, we dive headfirst into the big one, Greater London, the chaotic, incredible metropolis of 9 million people. In this part, I'm counting down from 30 to 25, moving firmly into the middle of the pack. We'll hop across the Solent to an island, visit the land of spires and squires, and explore a county with not a single mile of motorway. Let's see who makes the cut.
At number 30, we have the big one, Greater London. Sprawling, chaotic, incredible metropolis of 9 million people. It's the political, economic, and cultural capital of the UK, a true world city. Ranking it is almost impossible, as it's a collection of 32 distinct boroughs, from the leafy suburbs of Richmond to the edgy streets of Hackney. The vibe is a whirlwind. It's a city of endless opportunity, culture, and diversity. You can find any kind of food, see any kind of show, and meet any kind of person. It's a city that never sleeps, but it's also a city of immense pressure. The pace of life is relentless, the transport system is a daily battle, and the sheer cost of everything can be crushing. For the best spots, if you have an unlimited budget, Kensington and Chelsea and Westminster are the most exclusive boroughs. For a safer, more suburban feel, Kingston upon Thames and Richmond upon Thames are highly rated. The numbers are, of course, off the charts. The average house price across Greater London is a staggering £673,000. Rent is astronomical, with an average of over £2,000 a month, and much higher in central areas. The crime rates are a major issue. Westminster has the highest crime rate in London. Boroughs like Hackney, Tower Hamlets, and Newham in East London also have very high crime rates. And the brutal cost of living crisis is the major con of Greater London. For a joke, I'll go with a classic. Knock knock. Who's there? Your neighbor. Look, mate, this is London. I don't want to know you. Slotting into the middle of the pack, we have the East Riding of Yorkshire. This is a vast, quiet, and often overlooked county. It's a place of subtle beauty, from the rolling chalk hills of the Yorkshire wolds that inspired David Hockney, to the dramatic bird cliffs at Bempton, and the unique, windswept spit of land at Spurn Point. The vibe is down-to-earth and deeply agricultural. This is not the dramatic, tourist-heavy Yorkshire of the Dales. It's a much quieter, more reserved place. The market town of Beverley is an absolute gem with its stunning minster, but much of the county feels properly remote. And the numbers, the median home price is very affordable at around £210,000. Average rent range is approximately £650 to £850. The median household income is around £32,000, which is on the lower end. Beverley is the undisputed jewel, a truly beautiful and historic market town. The villages in the Yorkshire wolds, like Walkington, are lovely and offer a peaceful rural life. The coastline around Flamborough Head is spectacular for walks, and areas to avoid. The City of Hull has some of the most deprived neighborhoods in the country. Areas like Bridlington, away from the seafront, also face significant economic challenges common to East Coast seaside towns. The major con is isolation and economic disparity. The East Riding can feel like it's a long way from anywhere, with poor transport links connecting it to the rest of the north. All right, let's get controversial and hop across the Solent to the Isle of Wight. This isn't just a county, it's a statement. Living here means you've actively chosen to put a body of water between you and the rest of England. It's famous for dinosaurs, Tennyson, and being England's very own holiday island. The vibe here is a tale of two seasons. In summer, it's all go festivals, yachts, tourists everywhere, a proper buzz. But come winter, the island takes a deep breath out. Things get quiet, very quiet. It's got a fiercely independent spirit, and locals, or caulkheads, have a very distinct identity. If you move here from the mainland, you'll forever be known as an overner. It's not an insult, but you'll never quite be one of them. And looking at best neighborhoods and spots, locals will point you towards places like Cowes for its sailing scene and posh vibe, or the quieter, pretty villages like Shanklin Old Village and God's Hill, Ventnor. And the numbers. The median home price is around £301,490, which feels steep for an island with lower wages. With the average rent range, you're looking at about £850 to £1,100 a month for a two-bedroom. And median household income is the kicker. It's low, around £28,500. Some parts of the bigger towns can be a bit rough around the edges. Areas in Newport and Ryde, away from the seafronts, have higher rates of petty crime and could do with a bit more investment. It's not exactly the Bronx, but it's where the island's social problems are most visible. The major con is something locals grimly refer to as the paradise tax. Everything costs more here, from your pint of milk to getting your car fixed. But the real gut punch is the ferry. Want to visit someone on the mainland? That'll be a king's ransom, thank you very much. Why did the man from the Isle of Wight get confused at the traffic lights on the mainland? Because he'd never seen a queue of more than 3 cars before. Moving back inland, we land in Northamptonshire, the county of Spires and Squires. It's smack bang in the middle of England, which means it's not really famous for being in the north, south, east, or west. It's just central. It's got a deep history in shoemaking and more recently has become a hub for logistics and motorsport thanks to Silverstone. It's a place of rolling countryside and impossibly pretty honey-colored stone villages, especially in the west of the county. But it's also a practical, no-nonsense place. The vibe is increasingly seen as a more affordable Cotswolds of the Midlands. It has picturesque villages with stone cottages, grand country houses, and a relaxed bohemian spirit. Like, why did the Bat get a driving ticket? Because he was speeding down Batsman's Drive in Rushden. It's a county that's becoming increasingly popular with those looking for a slice of countryside life within commuting distance of London. Let's get into the numbers. The average house price across the county is around £313,000. Renting is an average of about £928 a month. You can find a two-bed for between £900 to £1,150. The average household income is around £37,000. For the best spots, if you're looking for safety, Wellingborough, Daventry, and Rushden are ranked as the safest larger towns. For a more upmarket feel, the area around Towcester has the highest average household income. Oundle, Towcester, and Brackley are lovely. For village life, check out places like Badby or Everdon for that perfect pub and a church vibe. Where to be cautious? Northampton is the most dangerous town in the county, with Kettering and Corby also having higher crime rates. And the major cons are the issues of poverty, health inequality, and the cost of living. And why is Northamptonshire the rudest county in England? Because it's home to a village called Coganhoe, a hamlet named Puxley, and a place called Cunt's Lane. Yes, that was a real historical name. At number 26, we have Worcestershire, home of the unpronounceable sauce, the beautiful Malvern Hills, and the magnificent cathedral in Worcester. It's a county that feels quintessentially English, a proper mix of cider orchards, riverside towns, and rolling green hills. The vibe is a mix of historic charm and rural tranquility. Worcester itself is a small, friendly city. For the best spots, if safety is your priority, Wythall, Malvern, and Bromsgrove as being the safest areas. The city of Worcester itself is highly rated by locals for its quality of life. Let's get into the numbers. The average house price in Worcestershire is around £327,000. Expect to pay about £850 to £1,100 for a typical rental. The median salary is around £36,000, which is slightly below the UK average, but the cost of living is generally reasonable. Where to be cautious? Bewdley, Warndon, and Kidderminster have the highest crime rates in the county, but residents in Worcester complain about increasing traffic congestion, a decline in city centre retail, and a feeling that the suburbs are being overdeveloped, which is putting a strain on infrastructure and ruining the small city feel. But what do you call a secret agent from Worcestershire? James Pond, licensed to spill. Okay, another one. An American tourist walks into a Worcester pub and says, "Excuse me, bartender, can you tell me how to pronounce the name of this place?" The bartender leans in conspiratorially and whispers, "It's pronounced Worcestershire." But if you really want to sound like a local, just ask for a bottle of Leah and Perrins. Heading west, right up against the Welsh border, at number 25, we find Herefordshire, a deeply rural county on the Welsh border, famous for its cider, its world-renowned Hereford cattle, and its beautiful, unspoiled countryside. It's a place where the pace of life is slow, and the connection to the land is strong. The vibe is quintessentially agricultural and peaceful. This is a county of rolling fields and apple orchards. If you're looking for proper, deep, rural England, this is it. This is the land of beef cattle, cider apples, and not a lot else. There isn't a single mile of motorway in the entire county, which tells you everything you need to know about the pace of life here. The city of Hereford is the county's only major urban center. For the best spots, if safety is your priority, Ledbury is ranked as the safest area in the county. And the market towns of Ross-on-Wye and Leominster are also popular for their charm and community feel. The average house price in Herefordshire is an affordable £278,000. Renting is also relatively cheap, with an average of around £790 to £950 a month. However, the economy is a major challenge. The average household income is low at around £43,000, and wages are significantly lower than the national average. And crime points to Leominster and the city of Hereford as having the highest crime rates. And that brings us to the major con for Herefordshire, its isolation and lack of infrastructure. The county's rural nature means that transport links are poor, and broadband connectivity has historically been an issue. And why should you never live south of the river in Hereford if you work north of it? Because it floods, and the traffic is a nightmare.
We are officially halfway through our countdown. The competition is getting fierce. Join me next time as we crack the top half of the table and count down from number 24 to 19. The counties from here on out are seriously impressive. Subscribe so you don't miss it.